Former Marietta cult leader charged with killing 2 toddlers is expected to spend the rest of her life behind bars, which is our top story tonight, folks. 79-year-old Anna Elizabeth Young, who ran the so-called House of Prayer cult in Florida, was sentenced to 30 years behind bars. Now, all of this coming to light thanks to one woman who turned her in, her daughter. And we hear from her tonight. It's like a plot that you would see on Dateline. 11 Alive's Paolo Suro has that story.
The so-called House of Prayer, what was supposed to be a religious boarding school in Florida.
Mother said she's got to go to the box. I remember like having a shrieking fear. The box.
In reality, it was everything but. It's in these rooms where Anna Elizabeth Young did the unthinkable.
Beatings and whippings and starvations and be in boxes and eat cow manure.
Her daughter, Joy Fluker, reliving those traumatic events that began in the 1980s and spanned through the early 90s. In those years, these faces were some of the many who were starved, burned, whipped with extension cords, and some, like toddlers Iman Harper and 2-year-old Katanya Jackson, murdered.
I heard her screaming in the next room over, getting a spanking, and it was intense. And then all of a sudden the crying stopped. And then all of a sudden everyone rushed in, and I thought she was dead because they rushed her out, and I just saw her limp body. And
now they're getting some justice. Joy turned her mother in back in 2016, eventually leading to her arrest in this Marietta home. That's what sparked more investigations and led to Anna's second murder charge.
Those are things I can't live with, because I feel like if I live with those, then I'm just as guilty. This is what I'm ashamed of. This is my life sentence.
Joy's mother has been in jail since and now expected to be forever after being sentenced to 30 years in prison.
The disturbing details of Anna Young's crimes may soon reach a new audience.
Anna Young led a tight-lipped and tightly controlled religious community called the House of Prayer.
UCP Audio has produced a 6-part podcast, The Followers, House of Prayer. It chronicles the investigation into Young from cult leader to convicted murderer. Episodes of the podcast will drop weekly starting March 3rd on UCP Audio or wherever you get your podcasts.